What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I'm here to share with you my next trailer review on hopefully the third and final X-Men Days of Futures Past trailer, which I just finished watching about 5 times in a row, and I have to tell you guys, I love this trailer. I absolutely loved it. Couldn't stop watching it, and this trailer did a lot of things for me, helping me get prepared for this movie, because there were still a lot of doubts that I had about this film even after the 2 previous really great trailers, and I'm happy to say that a lot of my concerns have been answered. However, there is still one major problem that I have with this whole film and how this whole new direction that they want to go, which I will discuss at the end. But going back into the trailer itself, I loved it. Everything was great about it. I liked how it set up certain explanations as for like what happened, why the future looks so grim, and Wolverine explains that, you know, at first the Sentinels were just hunting mutants, and then over time they started hunting humans, and I like that they kept that from the original source material. I was really worried that there was going to be something like maybe the humans are in like somewhere else and like the mutants have been abandoned in like the United States. I was really worried about that, but I'm glad that they're keeping that in the storyline. And when it comes to the action, and from what I can tell from the trailer, this movie is going to have a lot of action. What I like about this particular film, or what I'm hoping it does, it looks like it's going to have 2 different styles of action. I believe that all the future action scenes are going to be much more grand and spectacle, and they're probably going to be more reminiscent to the action scene we saw at the end of Avengers with the Battle of New York, as in you're going to see multiple mutants fighting together to maybe take on one Sentinel, or so it's going to be on a much bigger scale. And then when we go to the past action scenes, I think those are going to be much more subtle. We're probably going to see maybe more one-on-one, or maybe some just escape scenes, stuff like that. And I've really not seen a comic book movie like that do that. Usually there's like, you know, if you watch movies enough, you know there's like the 3 action scene rule. How you start off, you open up with an action scene, and then you save another one for the middle, and then you save another one for the end. I think this one might break that rule, and I'm happy if it does do that. Another thing that I really liked about this trailer is that they actually gave us what Quicksilver's powers look like. And I said this when I first saw those first images of Quicksilver. I didn't like his look. I mean, I was kind of understanding that maybe because of the time frame, that's why it looks so weird. But until I saw how his powers were going to look, I wasn't going to pass judgment. Now that I've seen how his powers are going to be used, I have to tell you, I like it. I really think he's going to be a very interesting character. I don't think from what I've heard, he's not going to be in the film all that long. But I'm glad that we finally get to see what he's going to be used for, because there apparently is going to be a breakout scene, and I love prison break scenes in films, and so they're going to need someone fast enough to apparently get through all the Pentagon security systems and break Magneto out, which in the trailer they show that he does, which, you know, it's a shame they spoiled that, because I'm sure we all knew Magneto was going to get out some way or another, but I'm glad to know what he's going to be used for, so I'm really going to be looking forward to that scene. And another thing that I liked is how it's nice that Wolverine is going to explain why he needs to recruit these certain members from the past. He explains, okay, this is why we need Magneto, this is why we need Mystique, you know, how she's going to be helpful, and this is why you guys need to get your issues sorted out, because if you guys keep going on this route, this is what's going to happen. Now, one particular idea that I've had for this film, I'm really curious if they're going to utilize it, is how are they going to work with Wolverine being in the past and the future at the same time? Because I'm curious of whether or not they're just going to do one scene where he's just automatically in the past and, you know, he's just going to be in the past for the rest of the film. Or is it going to be something like what they could do with an idea using like the Matrix, as in Wolverine has to be in one place at one time while someone is helping him transmit his consciousness to the past version, and like if they're attacked with Sentinels, or Sentinels are enclosing on them, he needs to break the connection, move somewhere else, and go back again, because that would really bring a lot of really suspenseful scenes. And so in terms of a lot of the bigger doubts I had about this film, I'm pumped up. And this even has the potential to be probably not just one of the best team comic book movies, but probably one of the best comic book movies of all time. I'm even going so far as saying this looks like it could top the Avengers on many levels. Now, my biggest problem that I have with this film deals with Wolverine. And it's not so much Wolverine hopefully not being the main character, which I really hope they focus more on Charles Xavier and Magneto's relationship, the younger versions, but I just fucking hate the bone claws. I think that was the biggest mistake that the Wolverine made, was that they got rid of his adamantium claws. So he doesn't have his claws in the future, and we know he doesn't have them at apparently at this period in time in the past, so I'm curious, what use is he going to be? I mean, I hate going back to this movie, but as we all saw, if you saw that crappy movie Wolverine Origins, without his bone claws, without his adamantium skeleton, he's really not much use. And there's a shot in this film where he's taking on a Sentinel, and I just think that's ridiculous. I'm like, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping maybe they come up with some excuse. Maybe he'll dip it in some like liquid, like hot metal or something to get him sharpened or something. But look, I do not want to see a non-adamantium Wolverine going up against Sentinels. Wolverine's adamantium skeleton is like half the reason I think he's such a badass. It's because he's literally indestructible. He has these claws, and he has an amazing healing factor. You take the adamantium claws out, he's pretty vulnerable. He can be taken down quite easily, and I don't think he's going to last too long against a metal Sentinel. Bone against metal, metal is going to win. However, that is my only concern for this film. I'm really curious how they're going to be able to maybe change up the timeline and maybe lead into X-Men Apocalypse. I'm pumped up for this movie. I may end up seeing this movie multiple times. I will leave a link to the trailer in the description down below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Are you guys still have any doubts? Do you guys think that this trailer is going to be misdirecting us, or do you think this could be one of the best comic book movies of all time? Give me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe. Keep track of me, my future movie, video game reviews, and trailer reviews like this one. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.